Hello everybody, it's Dr. Robert Pears again. I'm going to do ageing this time. I'm the Australian family doctor who has already produced features on clips for YouTube on anxiety disorder, on attention deficit disorder and on Alzheimer's disease. And now I'm going to do something that is really very exciting because it's different from all of those. It's anti-aging. I suppose everybody wants to live to 100. I'll tell you how you can maybe do it. I've made a very important discovery regarding grains and legumes and a special sugar found in those seedy foods, also found in citrus fruits, which will probably do the trick. Now, do we know what causes ageing? There's a lot of research on this at the moment. It's quite exciting. Some of the most interesting medical research of all is happening on ageing. And we think that there may be some oxidation happening as we get older, the DNA deteriorates, senescent cells form. We're not really sure of the mechanism. It will be intriguing and fantastically interesting to find out just what it is that makes us critters get old. Now, regardless of what this is, to get to a healthy old age and to have some anti-aging happening so that you are aging more slowly, you're slowing down this aging process, you have to listen carefully to what I tell you to eat. It's only a matter of eating, that's all it is. You've got to know what it is. So the first thing to reach 100 or thereabouts is don't get a disease. Now, the way to avoid a disease, a chronic disease, which is not necessarily caused by ageing, is eat a low-fat diet. Very low in butter, cream, cheese, chocolate, saturated fats, cakes, pastries, cooking fats, salami and mortadella and fatty meats. These should be having in very, very small quantities, otherwise you're going to get diabetes, you're going to get heart disease, you're going to get Parkinson's disease, you're going to get cancer at some stage, probably before you're 80 years old, possibly most likely before you're 70. You're not going to make 100, sorry. So we've got to have a low-fat diet, and the saturated fats that we do have, for example, we like a bit of cheese, must be balanced 1-for-1 with polyunsaturated fatty acids, which is in fish and margarine and olive oil and nuts and avocado. Fish, margarine, olive oil, nuts and avocado. So this is to try to stay healthy. We do a diet which is low fat, slightly oily, and this very seedy component, the seeds and grains and nuts and beans, is the third part of the diet. That provides the anti-aging. Also some orange juice there. So now we go back to the first two again and clear that up first of all, get this out of the way. We're doing a low-fat diet with adequate essential fatty acids, the polyunsaturates. They can't spell that at medical school anywhere in the world as far as I know. That's P-O-L-Y. From there on, you're on your own. So we've got a healthy diet, balanced for fats and oils, basically by getting the saturated fats very, very low. And by the way, I mentioned olive oil as an omega-6 essential fatty acid, margarine, olive oil, nuts and avocado. I'm not mentioning refined vegetable oils because they cause Alzheimer's disease, as I've already shown before. These are low in vitamin E, these are supermarket oils. Sorry, don't go near them. You use only olive oil or, from a health food shop, cold-pressed sunflower oil. So we've got a low-fat, slightly oily, very seedy diet. Let's look at these seeds. 5 years ago, I was watching my father eating his porridge, that's oat porridge, which he's done for all his life. He's now passed on, he was 99 when he died, but he was 94 then, and it occurred to me that in the porridge, like in any seeds, there is inositol sugar, which I've been using for quite a few years to treat anxious people in my general practice. Now this inositol is a fascinating sugar. I wondered if it might have anti-aging properties because it has some anti-cancer properties which are researched in Colorado. These showed that the inositol could slow down the rate of cell division in cancer cells, and I had to make a mental jump. I thought, what if you slow down certain cells in your body important against aging, like stem cells and progenitor cells in your tissues? If they don't divide so often, they don't wear out so fast. What if they take longer each time to divide? So when you're 50 years old, you've got a lot of cells in you which can produce new cells which are like 37 years old. That's a big possibility. So there was the possibility that grain and legume eaters were getting some anti-aging. I was also confirmed in this suspicion by a lot of Italian and Greek families I knew in my general practice, where the parents, like back in Italy or Greece, lived on beans and chickpeas and lentils, and I heard lots of stories of them reaching close to 100 or over 100 and remarkably good energy all their life. Notice that, remarkably good energy. So we had to move on from that to something more precise, and in fact the seed sugar inositol was tested in an anti-aging mixture from a guy in California tested in Wisconsin 3 years ago in a very good study of genes which are expressed or affected by anti-aging interventions, such as caloric restriction. The rat gets 2/3 rations every day. It switches on hundreds and hundreds of anti-aging genes, including a master energy gene. When they tested a mixture which included inositol and analysing the results very carefully, it looks like the inositol was greatly boosting the number of anti-aging genes being expressed in the mouse model. It was in the mouse muscle was being tested. So I had some fairly good backup of my suspicions that inositol sugar in the nuts and grains and legumes and citrus and also cantaloupe, which is rock melon, would be very likely anti-aging. So we had to move on from that to see if there's any further confirmation. And I've asked, it's only anecdotal, but it's repeated quite a few times. I've gathered quite a few cases among my patients where they tell me, well, my father's a good example of what you're saying, doctor, because he likes oat porridge and he's 93 and he still plays tennis. I heard quite a few stories like that. They're only anecdotal, and it doesn't prove there aren't people out there not eating porridge and grains and legumes who are also playing tennis when they're 90, but it helps to confirm my suspicions that this is an anti-aging molecule. And it's most exciting because it is almost certain that if we increase the grains and legumes and nuts and perhaps the orange juice and the rock melon in our diet, we're looking at enjoying true anti-aging benefits. That is, you are living younger and stronger for longer. You'll also be faster. You'll have better muscles. Now this is very exciting because of the activation of an energy gene in muscle and heart and brain by inositol. So this is part of its anti-aging effects. Now one of the best examples of anti-aging is Okinawa, which has the highest concentration of centenarians anywhere in the world. There are about 900 100-year-olds there, I believe. And they are remarkable people. If you go on Google and look at Okinawa diet, official site, you will see a video on the first page showing these people bouncing, running relay races in their 80s and 90s, and a 90-year-old lady picking fruit, and a 54-year-old daughter who looks about 34. These are remarkable people, and I'm suggesting we can all be the same sort of thing. So if we don't all have magic genes for 110 years, and we maybe don't have genes for 100 years, if we don't have those genes, what can we do? We can listen to what I'm saying and you'll probably get a result. You'll at least have a lot of energy, but you must do low fat, slightly oily, very seedy. Once again, slightly oily is fish, margarine, olive oil, nuts and avocado. And seedy, of course, is corn, oats, nuts, beans. And rock melon and citrus are honorary seeds because they have a lot of inositol in them. So I think this is a major discovery in anti-aging. Something else might come along, like an anti-aging pill from an intensive research happening in America now, which might boost this further. Certain special antioxidants, which can be located in part of the cell where the energy is produced, they may also be anti-aging. You might be looking at 120, 130, 150. But with what I'm saying, I think we're looking at a good 95 or 100, extremely healthy and very energetic years. And that's my story for anti-aging.